As soon as it connects, we could start. I'll do roll call, and then Glenn, you can take over the agenda.
Okay, that's fine.
As soon as it connects, we could start. I'll do roll call, and then Glenn, you can take over the agenda.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're ready to go.
It just replayed. I had to mute the YouTube because it was doing an echo. So.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready now. So I'll start the roll call. Glenn, speed.
Go ahead. Here.
Joe,
Here.
John Cooley.
Here.
Beth Campbell.
Here.
Okay, we have quorum. Did everybody get a chance to look at the agenda and any requests, changes to the agenda?
No, I don't have any changes.
Yeah, I think it's fine the way it is.
Okay. What about approval of the October 22nd meeting minutes?
Okay, this is Glenn, and I'll approve.
Yeah, it seems fine. I didn't see anything that needed to change.
This is Joan. I move the meeting minutes be accepted as mailed.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. No,
Okay.
no public
Moved and
comment.
seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Any
sure. That's
public
pretty
comments
straightforward.
tonight? Any public comments tonight?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. Do we have any announcements? You skipped that part.
No, that's at the bottom of the
No, I don't
agenda.
have. Does anybody have any comments?
Mm.
This is not the most easy way to negotiate these meetings.
No.
I'm with you, Glenn.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
hard. But I think
There were
things
no
are
public
okay.
comments.
I don't think there's
No
any public.
hearings. No, I agree. They couldn't find it probably if they did want to come. Reports
Yeah,
by
well,
the Historic Preservation Officer of staff.
So what I have to
Um,
report on, I think it's on the agenda. So I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just wait for that. Or actually, just wanted to
It
report
says
that
update.
we
Go ahead. Pierce County.
yeah. So we submitted the historic preservation grant application to Pierce County on January 8th. I've had a conversation with the historic preservation officer, and non-building applications are going to be reviewed on February 15th by the commission, and so as soon as I get an agenda and invitation to that, I would forward that to the group. Whoever wants to participate is welcome to do so. Just a few things about the application itself. We submitted for $7,220 in which the city will match those funds for the installation of the historic street signs. It ended up being
Perfect.
more than what was originally planned for, due to the fact that we have to outsource the work and have to pay prevailing wages as well.
Oh.
Is that
Yeah.
still a requirement by the county?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a requirement by the county.
They waived that by the Historical Society because
Well, is it because you're a
it
nonprofit?
complicated the process. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, then maybe that's something we can have a conversation.
city-
yeah, you know, it's
maybe that's-
okay. As long as we
Maybe
can
that's-
get the
I mean-
money, then
Well, prevailing wage increases the price substantially, as we found out for historic markers.
yeah. But you know, if we can get the money, it's grant money and it's okay. You know,
No, Beth,
I'm happy to pay people.
I'm happy to pay people too, but I am a firm disbeliever in prevailing wage because I think it gets jacked up
Yes.
so much. So I think, you know, if we have to, we have to, but it really causes me grievous concern.
Yeah. Well,
I would go back and check to see if prevailing wage is truly a requirement, because it
Okay.
wasn't with regard to the Historical Society in their grant. That's been some time ago now, because that stopped us from putting through a grant on that changed the price per marker up to $5,000 by going through
Yep.
prevailing wage.
yeah.
So kind of explain the process for those markers. Was it a private property? Because I think that's why you have to pay prevailing wages for the installation of these signs, because it's all
Yes, it's on
public
public
right-of-way
property.
work.
Mhm.
It
I
went
think so,
through
too.
Premier Memorial. And if the county required them to go prevailing wage, it damn near doubled the
Mm-hmm.
total cost of what we were getting from them. And then the county came back shortly after and said, when I brought it up at one of the meetings, they said, well, that's not necessary. So I would check back with the county and see if it's really necessary to do prevailing wage.
Okay, so the estimate that was provided for the request of the grant was including a prevailing wage
Okay.
fee, and
Well, I would
after
check
discussed
on it, but if
right.
Yeah.
And so after I discussed that with Chad Williams, who is the officer for the grant, he also kind of warned me that this would be subject to prevailing wages. So I'm open to having this discussion again with him. It certainly would save a lot of money.
yes. And we had that discussion. I don't remember. It wasn't with him, but I know that I talked to the chair of the Pierce County Council at the time, and they took that off the table. And especially if you're doing it for a city.
Okay, I'll see what I can figure out on that end.
I'd check into it, but if we're already signed up for those values at that amount, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay,
Let the city argue it.
sure.
Yeah. Let's see how much money we can get, and then we'll figure out how to spend it.
Yeah.
You know,
Good
well,
idea.
because if the same thing happens as happened last time, and they give us half of it, then we've got an argument to say, hey, if we don't have to do the whole prevailing wage thing, then we can get more stuff done for the amount of money that we got, and that might make a difference for how they think about it. But the other thing is, having to go to somebody outside, because initially we were thinking that the city would just put them up as they're putting up new signs, in that area, that they would just put the brown ones up instead of the other ones. And so,
Right.
Yeah,
and-
well, they would add the brown ones.
yeah,
And I thought that the city was getting them made. So,
Yes, they're all done. They're all
Yeah, the
made
signs are all
in the- in
made.
the sh-
yeah. So
in
yeah,
the
we're
shop.
trying to get the
It's-
new
it's- yeah,
grant
it's
to put
just-
them up.
Yeah, it's just the labor cost to put them up, and also the hardware that's going to take to put them up.
Yeah.
That we don't
okay,
have.
well, just
But-
check into it and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll just
We
try and
have
get
an
the money,
initial-
and then we can figure
Yeah,
out
we have an
exactly
initial
how.
estimate of what it would be if we were to contract with an outside private contractor. I don't know. I mean, we can look into how, what the price difference would be.
Yeah, but who normally puts those signs up? I thought the
It would
city
be
did.
Pierce County. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
used to
okay.
have somebody in Lakewood in house, but we
Oh.
no
Yeah.
longer have.
And
And we
then
don't
we no
have
longer
that.
have
Pierce
somebody.
County, Pierce
Yeah.
County is requiring us to give their people prevailing wage. What a rap.
Correct.
Okay, well, shall we move
Well,
on?
so we should get a grant from the county to pay that, and it'll be okay.
Yeah,
Their
right.
own money.
Which
I
is
would
what we're
think
doing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Next topic.
Okay. Unfinished business. Frequently asked questions for the website. I had a couple of comments. Well, 2 comments actually. We ought to have a benefits and downsides side of what it goes for designation. I would think we've already got that, but
Yeah.
that would be the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, like a pros and
And-
cons of having your property
Yeah,
designated. Yeah.
Of both the full designation and the community
Yeah.
designation, because
Designation
way
right.
it's spelled out. And if we're going to be
Mhm.
asking some of the places like the Colonial Center to do community designation rather than full designation, with the write-up concerning that, there's no legal requirement for a bunch of things with regard to the property. I think that needs to kind of be spelled out. And I thought that our thing kind of did that, but we need to stress benefits
Yeah.
and downsides of each of the types of designation to make it clear.
Yeah, just something, just a really easy like bullet points thing
Yeah,
would be, yeah, just make it so it's really easy to see what
Yes.
the difference would be. Like what if you go with your full-on designation, then it comes with a tax benefit, boink.
yeah,
And if you don't,
Yeah.
you don't. So
yeah.
yes. Because some of the stuff is just, it's really complicated. There's no kind of at a glance. And so having
Yeah.
something that's more at a glance, I think would be a good idea.
Yes. Did anybody else have any further ideas on that?
The one that I thought of, because every time we have like one of our meetings with city council or whatever, somebody always asks me if something has to be a building to get designated. And so maybe one of our FAQs can be, does historic property just mean buildings? Because the answer is no, it does not. I had someone
No, it can be
specifically
the
ask me
land.
about, because I had somebody
But we
specifically
ought
ask
we
me
ought to
about
have
their
it
orchard.
defined. Yeah,
Yeah,
we ought to
you
have
know,
it defined so
yeah.
that the different kinds of designations are
yeah.
indicated.
What's another one? Let's just make it really simple, But the FAQ is, does historic property only mean buildings? And then the answer is no,
No.
and,
Well-
and
Yeah.
a link to the thing and just say, no, you can
Think of
designate
the
your
fountain.
apple orchard or, something.
Beth,
Huh?
think of the fountain.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
it
a
doesn't have to be a
designation.
building.
It does.
Yeah.
It can be a
And so,
landscape,
yeah,
a
to kind of
building.
yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Every time we have something where there is actually public, someone asks me that. And so it must be a frequently asked question.
Yeah. Now, you brought up the fountain, and we explored that, and the owner of the property didn't want it designated at that time. Now, maybe the ownership has changed by now.
Yeah. Well,
but,
I think like specifically with that fountain and the clock and anything where the ownership isn't really clear, it's going to be a problem because it's hard to find
Yeah.
somebody to ask. And when you have to work
Yeah.
that hard to find them, they just really don't care. So,
the clock is gone.
was it gone?
It
It's
went
not just
to-
hidden away?
Yeah, it's gone. The owner of the property sold it for $10,000 to Mohi, the museum in Seattle, Museum of
okay.
History and Industry,
Yeah.
and it's sitting out in front, all fixed up.
Oh, well.
But I couldn't get the city to. They said, well, it was private. They were treating it like land, and I couldn't understand that because it's not land. You can just go buy it.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't.
And there wasn't enough in the 1% for art to buy it. Oh well.
No, $10,000. But they were worried about fixing up the clock, which I considered it to be pretty easy. But they had estimates up to $60,000 supposedly to
Oh, that's
refurbish,
crazy.
which
but-
I think, yes, I agree.
Well,
Anyway,
as long as the 1% for art does not go for some phallic looking thing like they were trying to stick in front of
Yeah.
the train station, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I like
Glenn?
the brass fire pit.
Yeah.
That was good.
Glenn,
Yes.
is the clock at Mohi working?
It looks like
You
it
know?
is. But
Okay.
when they record it, you don't know what the time was when they did the recording. So, but it looked
Oh.
good.
Good.
So they probably repainted it. And
Is it
I
outside
knew
the
it
building?
wasn't going to take much. Yeah, it's out in front. When they do video for the news, they usually have that in the background, and that's where I saw it. And of course, I recognized it easily.
Ah,
But I knew it went to Seattle when it was purchased.
yeah.
Well, at least it's someplace where
we-
people can see it.
Yeah, but it would be nicer to be in Lakewood because it was
Yeah.
given to the Colonial Center. Anyway, we're ready to move on.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, new business, 2021 vote for chair and vice chair. Do we have any nominations?
There's only 3 of us. 4 with Bill. We can just
So,
pass it around. I don't know.
well, make a nomination.
Why don't we, if the powers that be say it's okay, why don't we just stay the same for next year? For this year, rather.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, we're struggling to stay active anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I know everything will make more sense when we can actually get together. But I mean, I don't have any
I
problem
agree.
with our current arrangement. I mean, everybody's doing the best they can, and we're reasonably organized. And As long as we have our wonderful staff people, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
True.
So do we have a
Do you need a motion? I'll do it. I move that the chair and vice chair, Glenn Spieth and Beth Campbell, remain in office for the year 2021.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Oh boy.
Okay, don't shoot yourself in the foot there.
I'm okay with it. It's all good.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moved and approved. Okay,
Okay.
next on the line, up on the agenda is update the Lakewood touring map to include historical streets through the recognition program. And I have one addition to that. It may be necessary to update the map for any new historical markers because it's been a while since it's been updated for that. So
Yeah, that too.
I'll look at that. And I don't know if we want to include any historical markers that are in the works. So by the time the map comes out, they're valid.
Yeah. Well, can we put pending or something on that?
Yeah.
Or put
something like that.
you know, nominated in the year.
Yeah. The years go by.
Well, because that way we won't have to, because we're only going to maybe update it like every other year, I think. So.
Or,
gonna be
it's
some
been about
changes.
every third year or
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah.
For, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we ought to set it up for like every other year and just do it.
Yeah.
Because we may have new ideas on what should be on there by the time it goes by. Okay.
Sounds
It
good.
sounds like I've got consensus for that. I don't know that we need a.
Yeah, I don't know if we need a vote for that. We can vote on what
Yeah.
to add in once we know what it is.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Any other comments on that stuff?
No.
To tell the truth, I'm in the middle of this isn't business. This is sidebar of packing my house because I'm planning to put it on the market in a month or so.
Oh wow.
So I don't even know where my map is.
Oh yeah.
I am living in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There were several different versions.
Yes, I
And we
know.
need to
Yeah.
determine what is the most accurate version.
Yes, I agree,
Yeah.
Glenn.
And,
Is there
when
one
we
online
do come together,
on the city website? Because if there's
I
a
don't-
version online, then that will be the newest, most accurate one.
not
I know we have
necessarily.
a box of maps in the office. I can scan and email it to everybody or mail a copy to everybody.
That's a
However you
big
would
scan.
prefer.
That map is huge.
Yeah, I
We
just
have a
email.
plotter.
I mean, I
We have a
just
plotter
send
that
one.
we can scan. We can scan
Okay.
big documents, so it wouldn't be difficult.
Okay, well, let's try
However you would prefer.
get it out by email is fine. What's that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
That way Joan will have one that she can find, even if she can't find the hard copy.
Yeah.
And that depends on if
Yeah.
my computer's working.
Yeah. Well, and then once you get settled, you can come down and get a new one.
Yes. Well, and the other thing is with the box of them, I don't know, like one of our good distribution sites was the library and it's closed. So,
Yeah.
and so is City
Yeah.
Hall.
They'll all open
Well,
up
I have-
again. But it's just going to be a couple of
I
months.
have some in
Yeah.
my shop.
Oh, good.
but it's been closed for the year.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other comments that they need to make tonight?
No?
No, nothing from me.
Okay, number 8, our next meeting schedule is for February 25th.
Right?
To be next
Okay.
month.
Yeah, that should be fine.
And, okay, are we ready to adjourn or any other final comments
So,
by anybody?
the next one I may be attending from work, but that is an advantage of the Zoom meeting is that I can do that
Yeah.
because I won't get off until
you-
7. So,
Yeah, are you able to do the Zoom one? Because I tried to get on and all I got is
Yeah.
reject.
no, I can do it, but yeah, I was telling Ramon about that I couldn't access it through the email, but I had
Mhm.
had
Yeah,
added it
me
to my
too.
calendar. Yeah, I had added it to my calendar, and I was able to get to use the link from my calendar. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I
Oh.
would have been calling in on my phone because the
Yeah, well, that's what I
link
had to do
wasn't
tonight.
active in the email. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't know what was up with that, but
I've had the same problem with the city council occasionally, and
yeah, it's just it's a Zoom thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
but
Any
the
other
date should
comments?
be fine. So
Okay.
Nope.
Is that it for everybody? Are we ready to adjourn?
That's good for me.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, we covered everything.
Okay.
So
Okay. Hopefully, we'll be able to get together one of these months.
yeah, sometime soon.
Yes. Let's hope. Well,
All
prepare
right.
to adjourn.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
We
everyone.
Good night,
are
everybody.
adjourned. Okay.